What's going on, guys? Isam here. In this video, I'm going to go through an example of how to use the new panel and the new AI smart trend that we have added in the multi-time frame calculations and also the decision filters in an example. And this video is going to be as short as possible. I'll make it as short as possible. But if you want to an in detailed video of this one going to through the whole thing, the whole setup, there is a video right below this video somewhere in the online course, which is like 45 minutes. I'm keeping this under 10 minutes, possibly because I want you to get the idea as soon as possible before watching 45 minutes. But some people are interested into the details. You guys can go to the 45 minutes video and get all the details. So let's get started. Right here, what I have is in this chart, I have this trend that started from here from before, and it's going down, right? And it created this flag. And that flag, after the breakout of that flag, I get this trend breakout catcher indication or arrow for a sell, and that happens at this stage right there at the close of that. And then the price eventually retests twice and have created this flag as well, a little flag. So you could consider this one as a flag, this one as a triangle, so to speak, and it has 1 2 3, and then this is a flag of 1 2 3, and at the breakout of that flag I got an other entry signal from the trend breakout catcher, and that's going to be basically my entry. And another way to look at this from another perspective, if you want, is look at this as an expanded. If you are really interested into price action and generally like chart patterns, like basic chart patterns. So you have an expanded chart, and inside of it you have a triangle and a flag, and the breakout of all of those, right? That expanded triangle, and that's when I get this second confirmation. But you can take this one as a confirmation as well. So in the smart trend language, the price is below the smart cloud and below the smart trailing stop, which is an indication of a good downtrend. So I'm following the trend breakout catcher indications, and I got a red candle. Watch out for these candle coloring, because you want a red candle close when the sell happens, and a green candle close when the buy happens, not the third neutral color here that we have here, as you can see. So with that being said, this is going to be my entry right there, and I'll choose like a blue color for the entry, right? This is going to be my entry. And my stop loss is going to be above the previous structure, above the entire structure, as a matter of fact. So even if you enter here at the first breakout of that, at the first trend breakout catcher signal, that's still gonna be okay, because the price is gonna reverse back, test, but it will not take you out yet, and it will move down. Now the move starts here, and that's where I entered in the take. The stop loss is going to be above structure, and I'm taking the take profit at 2 times that. So this is 1, I'm gonna go 2, and that's where my take profit, for example, is gonna go. This is the hard take profit, this is the hard stop loss, and that's my entry initially. Now the way we're using stuff is, before I enter, this is the traditional way of using the trend strategy, and I'm talking in this example only about the trend strategy. So but now we have added other things that comes with it. Now I'm looking at the time frame here that I'm using. It's 4 hours, right? And I'm gonna look at the MTF bias on that 4 hours specifically, and I can see that the trend confidence, the trend going down confidence, even though this one is not related to what is happening now, but it's going to be to make sense in the actual chart that you are using. So you always look at the indication here, and you would be like, okay, that's 80%. Beautiful, it's down, and it down is red, right? The red color is down, and that's 80%, so that's good. One box is check, right? That's a checkbox here that we have. Okay. Now, the second thing, I'm going to go and look at the trend here. And I will look, okay, what is happening on the trend? The trend is bearish. That's good. That's what I want. And the quality of that bearish is the quality, the trend is bearish and it's a sell only. That's another check. So I wanted to sell so that it tells me to sell only. That's the EI assistant using all these engines. And as I said in the next video, if you want in details explanation, you can watch the other videos. So I have an indication of sell only, and I have a bearish trend. And so sell only comes with a quality of 92%. So that's another check. So I have one check box here, two checks box, three check box, four check boxes. These are confirmations. You can add as many confirmations once you understand this engines here and how they work. For example, the trend bias is pass. The MTF is pass. What I mean by the MTF, the majority of all time frames at that time are telling you to sell. So that's another pass. Notice when I did that, it's as if I clicked, so I can turn that off. You can turn those off, by the way, and it will change the calculations. So that's a pass. So I'm going to look at the volume, for example. The volume is low. I'm going to look at the trend. The trend is very strong. So that's another pass, right? So I have another pass on the strong. I have the strength of the pairs. That's another pass. I have the momentum stronger. That's another pass. So I'm collecting as much passes that would help me enter as possible. So I have many passes on this case. So I'm going to open that based on all those things, right? This is how you read it, right? So you have pass, and it helps you like take the decision. That's what I call them decision filter in the EI Smart Trend gives you even the conclusion in the summary of those things without reading them yourself. You could read them and decide on yourself, but this is the decision. This is the summary. That tells you sell only, and that's the quality of the sell. And remember, guys, this is the bearish trend. It's not, the quality is not related to the bearish trend, but I put it here in all cases, but the quality of this, the 91% is the quality of the sell only. That's how I look at it. Okay. So now I'm putting my entry here and I'm aiming for 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. Now the price is going to start moving, and I have a technique that I'm using as well. When the price moves 1 to 1 risk to reward ratio at this area here, let me just change that. Okay, when the price moves at that 1 to 1 risk to reward ratio, I'm moving this guy here, stop loss. I'm moving that stop loss to the obviously to the break even, and break even plus covering the commission and the spread a little bit ahead of the entry to cover this spread in the commission. Now that's 1 to 1 risk to reward ratio. That's what I would do. And the moment the prices moves in my favor a little bit, like I would give it like 2, if the time is really, if the time frame is high like this, I would give it 2 candles. That's an 8 hours, and I would start trailing using the smart trailing stop, which is this guy here, right? So I would start trailing my stop with this smart trailing stop. I would always prefer to keep it above it all the way here. Now you have two choices. Either you keep the hard stop loss as it is until it's ahead and you get out of 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio, or you do what I always do. I keep moving as I move the stop loss. I'm moving the take profit, and I could move the take profit even higher the moment I honestly, the moment I am past 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio, I don't care about this. I can even remove it, or I would just move it lower, as low as possible, to justify for God. I would end up getting that profit, and it would end up at least like 4 or 6 times the initial profit that I had. So I'm moving the stop loss with the break even with the with the smart trailing stop until I get stopped out here. Now there are many ways of getting out of the trade. The moment the price changes to purple color, I could, at that close, I could get out of that trade. The other way is using the smart reversal band. This is what I call the smart reversal band, and it's an indication that the price is oversold and overstretched to the downside, and it's going to. And notice how exactly at that touch, exactly right at that touch, the price reversed back and started as sideways. And this is very interesting. It's not put in there just for fun. It's put in there with a reason, right? So the price reverses back, created this wick, this long wick, and reverses back. And after the wick, notice how the size of this candle. It covered the entire wick and closed above it. That's how you can also read price action, and that's an indication that the price is reversing, especially a double confirmation with this purple color. In the close of that purple color, you have an option to get out of the trade. So you have option 1, which is the touch of the band, option 2, close of the purple candle, right? Which you notice how the candles are all red. That's momentum. And then here it's changed. These are trend candle coloring. This is what I call trend candle coloring. It basically gauges the momentum of the movement. So you have 1, you have 2, touch of the band, 2, the change of color to the purple, and 3, the touch of the band, the smart trillion stop band. At that touch, I would have already my stop loss in there, and it will be taken out with a win. Now, which stretching and increasing the possibility of winning more is the best way that you can do. And this is how actually this is when the winning comes, because there's nothing good in having a one-to-one risk to reward issue. It's almost like a gambling. It's 50-50 chance. So what you want to do instead is you wanted to learn how to trade. And this is the reason why I don't have stop loss and take profit in this, because I want you to learn. This is a learning tool. This tool is used by a lot of people to teach other people how to trade in. I have created this with the purpose of knowledge. This is an educational material that you can use, right? So guys, this is how in 10 minutes you can take advantage of the smart trend trading system and find good trades using the trend strategy. I hope this video helped. If you want, as I said, in-depth dive into these kind of things, there's a video of 45 minutes that explains those engines and how they all work step by step. All right, guys, see you in the next video.